Good morning, everyone. This is going to open the public comment section of our day here. And we have one participant, Sharon Cutter from Gray Eagle. If you'd like to come up and talk, please. Share with us your...
Come up as first.
You can,
Say your name.
right up there.
At the mic.
You just turn on a mic. If you hit that button, it should...
Okay, does that cover it? Okay, I'm glad you guys can laugh. Your jobs are crazy, and so I'm glad that you can get some humor out of some things. At any rate, thanks again for the work that you do for our county and for the residents here. I haven't heard from you following my previous requests for policies that require enforcement of the law and protections for innocent citizens from false criminal charges by our county attorneys and sheriff. It's now been over a year since the false felony charges against me by the Todd County attorneys have been dismissed in the name of justice and fully expunged. I ask that strong factual evidence has been established prior to leveling charges by Todd County officials against citizens. I ask for policies and verifications of applicable laws that would prevent confusion on the part of our county attorneys and law enforcement. Confusion is the term used by Assistant Todd County Attorney Brigman at my expungement hearing. I ask that policies, procedures, and training be established that would ensure that citizens encountered by county law enforcement are treated with dignity and respect, unless, of course, there's potential danger. I consider the adage of innocent until proven guilty. I ask for the assurance of enforcement of Minnesota Statute 160.2715, a misdemeanor, and require that illegally posted signs in our road right-of-way are picked up as required by law. In Todd County, this illegal advertising is allowed and often posted for years directly under stop signs at intersections. In most counties, enforcement of this statute is the responsibility of the Public Works Department and is regularly enforced. Additional funding would be needed for the Todd County Public Works Department to provide for this enforcement. Due to widespread violations of this law in Todd County, it would be more cost-effective to establish significant fines for each violation, which would ultimately eliminate the problem. This practice is a traffic safety violation as well as exploitation, abuse, and clutter of taxpayer-funded property for personal profit. I ask for assurance that the Todd County Attorney's Office is required to prosecute misdemeanors and gross misdemeanors, including violations of Minnesota Statute 160.2715. Please note that on the Todd County website, the county attorney also has the responsibility for the prosecution of misdemeanors and gross misdemeanors. On an additional note, I see that on the county court reports, they're often dominated by immigrant-sounding names. If it was so easy to falsely charge me, an innocent elderly white woman, if they could charge me with a serious crime, how easy is it for law enforcement to target those with a different skin color? I hope that you and our sheriff and county attorneys will take the time to read, listen, or watch Just Mercy. It's available in book or audio or DVD from the library. It's by Brian Stevenson. It's well written, interesting, and highlights the failures of our justice system with stories of real people. False criminal charges are expensive, disrespectful, and harmful to taxpayers. Jesus was a dark-skinned immigrant Jew. How would he be treated in Todd County today? I understand that you can't respond to my questions during this public comment period. Please know that I sincerely appreciate all that you do for the citizens of Todd County and for your time and attention to this matter. It was really a very difficult experience, an expensive experience for me. I've shared that with you before, so I won't go there again. But I'm saying this to protect other innocent people in Todd County who may not have the resources or ability to defend themselves from false charges. That's enough. Thanks. I've taken enough of your time.
Thank you for your time, Sharon. We'll keep this as a matter of record. Thank you.
but it's
You guys ready?
I don't know what happened to Randy. We're ready.
disappeared.
Good morning, everyone. We are here on Tuesday, February 4th, 2025 at 9 a.m. for the Board of Commissioners regular board meeting. Just a reminder to everyone that have your phones silenced. We're here to conduct business, keep your caps off, things like that. So, present today are all 5 commissioners, our auditor treasurer, as well as our county coordinator this time. Let's do the Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Do we have any amendments to the agenda today?
I have, Mr. Chair, I have amendment to update 6.5. It is already on the agenda, but I just wanted to make a clarifying statement that we did also add correcting the Finance Committee. So that'll be on there as well.
Policy committee.
Our policy, excuse me, Policy Committee.
Thank you. Okay, at this time, we will go through any potential consent items that are in front of us.
You need to approve the agenda.
I'm sorry?
Approve the agenda as amended.
Can I have a motion to approve the agenda as mentioned?
So second.
Motion by Denny, second by,
Can I interrupt for a
Nazca?
second? I would like to add with the correction of Commissioner Byers was chair and opened the meeting, and not Commissioner Becker.
well put, yeah, that's, you or you and me, yeah. We got that, we're good to go then? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Potential consent items today are the meeting minute approval for January 21st, 2025, and also resignation social worker Chastity Armstrong, 9/3/2024.
We need a motion on that. Thank you.
And I guess that's why I should have made my corrections
That's okay.
on that. I'll make a motion.
All right,
Approval.
Commissioner Becker's made the motion. Is there a second, please?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Denny. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it. On to agenda item number 5, I believe. Okay.
Okay. Yes, so today we want to take a moment and recognize and celebrate the dedication and hard work of our incredible employees. Each of you plays a vital role in making Todd County a great place to live, work, and serve, and your commitment, expertise, and passion do not go unnoticed. So whether you've been with us for a few years or several decades, your contributions have shaped our community and strengthened our county. We're grateful for your service, your perseverance, and the heart you bring to work every day. And today we're recognizing 8 employees. We're going to start out and we're going to have you come up and receive a certificate from Commissioner Byers. And then after we're done, we'll take a group picture. So we'll start with Haley Buell, 5 years of service. Okay. And then Heather Forsberg, 5 years of service. Kyle Drum, 5 years of service. Tasha Twardowski, 5 years of service. Trista Boyer, 5 years of service. Yay, Trista. Okay. Peter Bearscheit, 20 years of service.
Just stand right.
He's here.
Charles Earlbeck, 20 years of service. And Gwen Berry, 25 years of service. Yay, so let's thank all of our service and making a difference in the lives of so many. We truly appreciate you. No, if you want to take it, Denise, you're always.
Need it though, because the paper is here.
Oh, can you do it for us? Okay, that's wonderful if you would.
paper wasn't
Okay,
here.
and then we need all of our commissioners.
new to this job. Oh, okay. Let's see.
Well, I have to leave it down, sorry.
Yeah. That's gonna be too long, so, okay, we're gonna need maybe the three women and a.
No, you're fine.
Just move down, yeah, try to find us, and move this way, so look, okay.
Men go that way, women come this way.
There you go. Kind of in between.
And maybe Randy kind of tucked in.
So you come out this way, move a little bit. This way, and then you can kind of stand in like here, so move in.
Oh, she's good at this.
You do know stuff. Way better than I could do. Wonderful.
Okay, we'll take a few,
Take
so.
a few and then if I can
Say
get one.
congratulations, nice big smile.
Honey face.
Yep. Okay.
All right.
Thank
wonderful.
you.
Thank you so much.
Sure, I'm Deborah.
Okay,
I'll
Deborah.
get my card. Oh, that'd be great. And then I will need a list of all this to you.
Oh, sure, I'll send them.
I didn't know what to spell or.
No, I've got them all, so.
If I could get card.
Oh, jeez.
Later today.
Did you see that?
Okay.
It's a bad spot there.
Watch the ledge.
Well, and then the board's got lip on
Die.
it too.
I'm gonna die.
You're fine.
All right.
Just a bad step.
Okay.
Okay, so we've completed fiber first quarter service awards. Congratulations to those employees. They really help us out a great deal here at Todd County. On to item number 6, County Auditor Treasurer, please.
Yes, my first item today is the auditor warrants. Background is sent for your review. Recommendation is to approve the Todd County auditor warrants with an ACH and a manual payment totaling the amount of $3,778,366.29.
Okay, we have in front of us the auditor warrants as read by County Auditor Treasurer. Do I have a motion to approve that?
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Noska. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Becker. Discussion? If none, we'll do a roll call.
Commissioner Noska?
Yes.
Commissioner Becker?
Yes.
Commissioner Denny?
Yes.
Commissioner Newman?
Yes.
Commissioner Byers?
Yes.
Thank you. The next item I have is the Commissioner warrants. Background is sent for review. Recommendation is to approve the Commissioner warrants with an ACH and a manual payment totaling the amount of $198,277.63.
Thank you. What I have in front of us are Commissioner warrants in that amount of $198,277.63. Can I get a motion to approve those, please?
So moved.
Commissioner Denny made the motion. A second?
Second.
And second by Commissioner Noska. Any discussion? Hearing none, I'll do a roll call.
Commissioner Denny?
Yes.
Commissioner Noska?
Yes.
Commissioner Becker?
Yes.
Commissioner Newman?
Yes.
Commissioner Byers?
Yes.
Thank you. The next item I have then is the Health and Human Services Commissioner warrants. Background is sent for your review. Recommendation is to approve the Health and Human Service Commissioner warrants with an ACH and a manual payment totaling an amount of $56,002.47.
Okay, 6.3, Health and Human Service Commissioner warrants in the amount of $56,002.47. For their motion to approve that.
So move.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Becker, second by Commissioner Newman. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Commissioner Becker?
Yes.
Commissioner Newman?
Yes.
Commissioner Denny?
Yes.
Commissioner Noska?
Yes.
Commissioner Byers?
Yes.
Next item I have is the Health and Human Service SSIS warrants. Background is sent for review. Recommendation is to approve the Health and Human Service SSIS warrants with an ACH and a manual payment totaling the amount of $39,596.39.
We have now our Health and Human Services SSIS warrants and the amount of $39,596.39. Is there a motion to approve that?
So moved.
Commissioner Newman has made the motion. To a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Denny. Any discussion? Hearing none. Roll call.
Commissioner Newman?
Yes.
Commissioner Denny?
Yes.
Commissioner Becker?
Yes.
Commissioner Noska?
Yes.
Commissioner Byers?
Yes.
And the last item I have today is the update to a committee listing, MTW Board of Health. Here's some background. It has been discovered that the 2025 committee listing contained an error which should have been clarified regarding the 3 county Morrison, Todd, Wadena Board of Health. All commissioners were listed as assigned to this committee. Commissioner Becker and Nasca are the delegates that have been attending these events as assigned. The recommendation is to update the 2025 Todd County Commissioners assignments listing Becker and Nasca to this three-county Morrison, Todd, Wadena Health Board of Commissioners other commissioners as alternates. My apologies, I had a corrected agenda that also listed that I can bring up later in my report because I don't have it present right now. But also on this, it should have stated that we also are correcting the policy committee. That was also listed as Becker and Newman, and that is going to be clarified too, because that policy committee is always the chair and the vice chair. So we will be removing Becker and Newman from that, and we will be listing policy committee as chair and vice chair, Byers and Denny. And like I said, I have a corrected one, I just didn't bring it up, so I'll bring that up later when I do my reports. But it'll be this board action just with that correction.
Okay, does everyone understand the committee assignments that Denise has explained? Okay, great. Well, at this point, may I ask for a motion to approve this board action form?
I'll make a motion, but I'd like a little discussion right after.
Okay,
I'll make
we have a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Becker. Is there any discussion?
Yes, and I believe this is maybe just a technicality or just, it may not mean anything, but it's actually the Morrison Todd Wadena Community Health Board, not Board of Health. Does it matter?
Yes, Jackie, the director, pointed out to us that we had the wrong title. We've always listed it as three-county Morrison Todd Wadena Board of Health, and she said it's no longer called that. It
Yeah.
is called the
MTWCHB, it's Community Health Board, so I don't know if that needs to be listed in here.
So you want it to have the CH behind the,
That's the way it's
Yes.
technically listed, so I'm just
Perfect.
trying to
Yep, no.
clarify everything so it's not a question later on.
great, I'm glad you pointed that out. We will add MTWCH. Is that what you're saying?
CHB, yeah,
CHB.
yep.
We can do that.
All right, yeah, that's all I had.
CHB, okay,
The motion would be,
okay,
update MTWCHB.
got it.
I think that would be great, yeah. Any other discussion? Okay, let's move to a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it, motion carries. Agenda item number 7 is Public Works.
Good morning.
Lauren.
So our first item on the agenda for Public Works is a request to set the 2025 Spring Road Meeting. I've set a number of options for the board to consider as far as dates that's available for Public Works. And at this time, we'd like you to consider one of those dates so we can set a date and have you come out and discuss this year's road topics. So our other option is not to do a meeting this year, but we'd really like to have you out and have a Spring Road Meeting.
Thank you. The action and motion in front of us is to approve the spring road meeting dates, or set the 2025 spring road meeting dates, one of the following dates and times.
I can't do it on the 17th. I'm in Moorhead that day.
I think I'm gonna recommend the 16th. If anyone,
That Wednesday?
it's a Wednesday. Is that okay with anyone else?
What day is that?
On the calendar on the 16th.
Because the 21st through
Wednesday.
24th, I can't.
16th?
The 16th?
That would
I'm
work.
okay with the 16th.
If I may, we typically have it at 9, but if it's a time issue, we're very flexible on that time.
It's a day issue, I think, for me, but
16th, yeah.
yeah,
Can work with that.
yeah.
Perfect.
I got stuff in the afternoon, but the morning would be fine. If
Yeah.
that works.
Okay,
The 16th work for everyone?
yeah.
Yeah. Can we set it for the 16th then? And what time do we want to do that? 9 a.m.?
Sure.
Commissioner Byers, I'd make a motion to set it on the spring road meeting for the 16th at 9 a.m.
Okay, Commissioners, we have a motion to set it for the 16th of April at 9 a.m. Can I get a second on that?
I'll second it.
Seconded by Commissioner
And
Noska.
that's at the North Shop, correct?
It's at your discretion.
at the North Shore.
We usually don't, yeah, I'll
Okay.
agree with that.
Okay, so any more discussion before we take it to vote? North Shop, April 16th, 9 a.m. All good? Okay, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Ayes have it. That's the date.
Excellent, thank you very much. Our next item on the agenda is a request to purchase a plow truck for this year. I'll just read the background quickly. The 2025 road and bridge budget contains funds for the replacement of Public Works Unit Number 24, which is a 2005 Sterling plow truck with around 241,000 miles. The Public Works Unit 24 is scheduled for replacement this year and is included in our current Todd County Public Works Equipment Replacement Plan. Our two options are to approve the attached state bid plow truck purchase agreements with two agreements included in there. Is number one, the plow truck chassis from Boyer Truck for $161,422.74. And the snow plow equipment from Tollmaster Truck and Equipment for $162,151, or do not approve any equipment purchases at this time. Our recommendation at this time is to approve the purchase of a new equipped plow truck per the attached purchase agreement for a total of $323,573.74.
Okay, at this time, we have this board action motion in front of us to either A, approve the attached state bid plow truck purchase agreement from Boyer Truck in the amount of $161,422.74, along with the Tollmaster Truck and Equipment of $162,151, or do not approve. Do I have a motion on this?
Could we have some discussion?
Of course.
I guess, Lauren, you're trading in a truck for $10,000?
That's what they're offering us. That number has gone down significantly over the time. That's what the market is what they're telling us.
And it's got 241,000 miles on a diesel, I presume it's a diesel truck.
It is.
Excuse me. Any more discussion, anyone? Maybe walk us through, Lauren, at least me. I know we had a quick, I attempted to look at this in depth last night. I didn't get very far, to be quite honest with you. But obviously, it's a state bid that's, excuse me, that's, you took it out to state bid, and these are the numbers that look to you to be most economical for our.
Yeah, so with the state bid process, it's run through the Department of Administration. And I think Denise kind of helps us with that through Auditor Treasurer with the cooperative purchasing venture, which allows all the county entities throughout the state to buy directly from the vendor through these state bid process. There's obviously different trucks that we went through throughout the years. As of right now, a lot of the entities are working with Western Star. It's kind of one of the better trucks to operate at the plow truck level. We've had good luck with the vendor as far as Boyer Motor, and this is the truck that's most economical for us, that has enough power and enough availability to put all the plow truck equipment on it. Also with that is included that agreement with Tollmaster. Tollmasters, I believe, is out of Litchfield. There's a somewhat local outfitter, so as far as parts and availability, they provide great service for us. Included in that is we spec out Falls plow equipment. The great thing with Falls plow equipment, we have issues with our sanders, our spreaders, our plows, our wings. They're right down the road in Little Falls. So if we ever need a part, the manufacturer is just 24 miles away. And all those items are included in that state bid process. Unfortunately, the number for the truck has continued to just escalate with inflation, just like everything else. But there isn't a lot we can do with that because it is off the state bid process.
Yeah, it's quite eye-popping, to be honest with you, from my personal standpoint. But I don't know. I don't buy plow trucks, so I don't know if it's, obviously you've done your homework on what makes sense and what doesn't make sense. But it certainly is eye-popping. So this plow truck, and then what would be the ages of the rest of the plow trucks that are out, that we have on our?
This is probably one of our more older ones. We typically, throughout the years, we have about 15 or 16 plow trucks. And so we basically rotate one a year. We basically budget for one a year, so it's on a continual replacement process. So we typically replace that truck anywhere from 220 to 250,000 miles. And I know that doesn't seem like a lot for a for a truck, a diesel truck, but the problem with our trucks is they live in salt all winter long. So they're continuously eating away at at stuff. They're in the welds, they're in the channels. And one of the issues we deal with right now is everything's run electronic. So if we ever have an electronic issue, to chase that wire down, to figure out where the problem is, becomes very problematic and very costly as our downtime just continues to escalate. Just trying to find where is the short in the wire. Back in the day, everything was cable driven, you know, a lever. That's just not the way things are built nowadays. We'd prefer to go back, but that's not where the industry is. If I may, I did prepare a little fiscal thing I'd like to share with the board, if that's okay. So,
Thank you.
in our budget process, part of our budget, how we operate, I always talk about this as state aid dollars. State aid dollars is dollars we receive from the state.
Sorry.
Through the Highway Trust User Distribution Fund. The Highway Trust Distribution Fund is funded basically what they call the gas tax, also sales tax for vehicles. All that gets included in there. And part of our budget through the state aid process comes in basically two parts. Number one, construction, money that's dedicated for construction on the state aid highway system. And number two, maintenance dollars. And maintenance dollars goes into our road and bridge account, including local levy dollars, to help fund our operations, including people's time, truck, equipment, materials that we buy. Last year, during the budget process, which, you know, was done in May, June, we estimated 2.639 million. That's the basically third line down here. Good news, the money just came out this week. We got finally news what we're gonna get this year. So that number actually was a little higher, which is a good thing, at just shy of $3 million, which gave us an extra $354,000 of revenue that we didn't think we were gonna get. Compare that to what our expenses are in the, right here, as far as what we're trying to purchase today. This extra money that we got basically funds about 69% of that expense. So that money won't even hit the local levy, which was intended to originally fund some of this. So we got extra money to help fund this expense, is what I'm saying. And as of right now, even though we just had a snow event, we're tracking very well as far as our overtime, our salt sand usage. So expenses this year are down a little bit, but obviously this is the first month. So.
I was gonna say, last year was a real light winter also, didn't have much snow.
Yeah, it was. I hated to be in the snow removal business if you're a private organization.
Yeah,
So how, go ahead.
excuse me, but that extra funding would not have to be used for equipment. It could be used on roads, correct?
Yep. On the state aid system.
On a state aid system.
Yep, which is numbers
But
1
any
through.
money that we would be putting in state aid system out of the general fund then could be used for other
Yep,
county roads.
yep.
It's amazing we got more money. Huh. What a blessing. I think.
So, Mr. Chair, I just got a question. Is Sourcewell got their tentacles in any of this stuff as far as plow trucks? I know they got their stuff.
They do, and at one point in time, we reached out to them, or actually reached out to one of our vendors about Sourcewell, and they said, yeah, you could go through Sourcewell, but why would you? And here was his response, and we worked with, it was Ziegler Equipment.
Right?
He goes, we give them the same number from the state bid process. And then they tacked on whatever percent that is, so you're actually, we would be paying more. Since the counties can go directly through the state bid process,
Right.
why would we go through Sourcewell?
Okay. Well,
That was his response. I can't guarantee that on everything,
Right?
but with Ziegler at that time, that was the response we were given.
Yeah, because it seems like they got their tentacles and everything, and,
They're in a lot of stuff.
yeah,
But this way, through the state bid process, we can go right to the vendor and work with them.
yeah.
I guess I got another question. As chair and vice chair, have you had a chance to meet with the finance committee at all? As far as what we're looking for budgets coming up in,
I think we have a meeting
Forward.
today. We do have a meeting after this meeting today. I'm not sure what the whole topics will be, but today we will meet and discuss some of that, maybe. Help me, auditor treasurer?
Yes, today we're gonna meet with finance after board to wrap up fourth quarter, year end. Get the new chair and vice chair up to speed on what the finance committee does. And then we're also going to look at the overall projection moving into this year's budgeting process. And kind of looking at the formula of what the levy's gonna look like.
Yep, good points. Okay, any more discussion before we decide what we're gonna vote, or?
well, I guess my concern is, at what point do we want to vote on this until we get a chance to look over the total budget, total county budget going forward?
Yeah, I mean, this is just my discussion on it. I tried to look at this in depth last night, and Lauren does an amazing job in his numbers. I don't, there's no part of this that tells me that it isn't what it is on Lauren's part or, department head part. The thing for me is, just like I did with Todd County Solid Waste, I just sat down with Mike and walked through it, and for me personally, I had that assurance that I understood it, and potentially maybe doing the finance thing today and spending just a few more minutes or days on this would definitely make me feel like
Lauren, what does that do to your timeline if we go through finance today and bring it back to board?
It just pushes us back.
Right.
Right now, these are what we would call like a soft place in the schedule with our vendors,
Yeah.
because they're months and months out. So that doesn't mean we can't get back in the system, but it just pushes it back out farther. And that's specifically with the plow truck. The tractor is a more readily available piece of equipment.
Yeah.
So a tractor is, John Deere makes thousands of tractors.
Yeah. I understand it. I mean, I also understand it's a 20-year-old truck, and, and every year it's gonna go decrease in value. We keep it around here, pretty soon it'll be worth nothing, so, if we could just get today to go through finance, I apologize for that. That would be my recommendation, to look at finance today and just make sure we're all on the same page. And
I did just have one other question. Are these estimates, or I guess it says bill of sale, but it's not a sale yet, but do these estimates have a times, like if I do an estimate for printing, the estimate's good for 30 days or 60 days?
It's usually
90
30 days, but they usually honor it.
They do?
So, yeah.
Mr. Chair, if I may?
Of course.
So is this cost, just for my own knowledge, is this similar to last year? Did you purchase a plow truck last year?
Everything goes up every year. There's
I understand that, but is it a significant increase, or is it very similar to what it?
4 to 5% would be my estimate.
Okay.
And that's typically what we see
Right.
every year, excluding the recent couple of years where we saw huge inflationary times.
Right.
When steel went up, we saw huge increases.
Right.
This is an increase, but not a major increase.
Right, okay.
So, Mr. Chair, I got a question. So, out of the 15 and 16 plow trucks, this 2005 is the oldest one in the fleet right now, correct?
I don't know if it's the exact oldest. It's near the top of the list for oldest and mileage, but also what we look inside is there is kind of a, we track all of the expenditures for repair time and stuff. So our mechanic has looked at that and goes, this is kind of the one that's kind of the, let's just say, problem child,
Okay.
or the one that's in here the most.
It's
And
20
we-
years old.
Yeah, it's 20 years old.
So you're
And
saying
it's-
it could be a combination of years, mileage, maintenance that's been performed on it. It's kind of a,
all that
You're-
thing that we take that information and come up with, this is the one that we probably should get rid of if we have the money to do so.
right? Yeah, I mean, I just, there's some good things I really did see here with the additional state aid funding and whatnot. To me, it's kind of like, hey, if I'm gonna go buy a house, I'd kind of like to just get my personal head around it as much as possible and talk to our finance committee, and if that would work for others, I think the time would be well spent. But
So, Mr. Chair, you want to table it till the 18th?
I would need a motion to table it, I believe, right?
Yes.
Is that, would that, yeah, I would need a motion to table it, so if that's,
I'd make that motion and table it to the 18th.
okay, we have a motion to table this until the next meeting, which is the 18th. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Second by Commissioner Becker. Do you want a, can we do a voice vote, or do you need a roll call vote? Okay. So we have a motion and a second, and at this point, is there any more discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
So the next item is a very similar one about a tractor. I guess, would you like to just table that one as well?
I'd make a motion to table it until,
Yeah, I'm
when's
just
the
gonna-
next meeting?
18th.
The 18th?
Okay, we have agenda item, sorry, guys, agenda item 7.3, which we have a motion to currently table that until the 18th. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Denny. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
All right, thank you.
Sorry.
Yep. On to administration, agenda item number 8, please.
Okay, as of at the February 6th, 2024 Commissioners Board meeting, a request for financial support was presented from CTC in applying for a USDA Community Connect grant. The support was contingent on the grant being awarded to CTC. Todd County has been notified that CTC was not awarded funds for the grant. So the options are to rescind BAF 2024-020633, releasing the $5,000 that was previously committed to CTC for use in other proposed projects presented to the Board of Commissioners, and reallocate the remaining $5,000 in accordance with the terms of BA 2024-121720. The recommendation is that the Todd County Board of Commissioners approves the following by motion: to rescind BAF 2024-020633 and release the $5,000 of ARPA funds committed for this grant program, to allow those funds to be reassigned according to the terms of BAF 2024-121720.
Thank you. So we have the board action form was to rescind board action number 40206-33. Does that sound right? I think it sounds right. That's what's printed here. We'll go with what's printed here. Do I have a motion to rescind that?
So moved.
So move, or,
Commissioner Denny made the motion, seconded
Yeah.
by Commissioner Becker. Any discussion? All in favor, aye. Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it, been rescinded.
All right, and the next item is the background, what we're looking at is to approve the rescinding of board action tracking number 2024090328, or to not approve it. The recommendation is that the Todd County Board of Commissioners approves the following by motion: the rescinding of board action tracking number 20240903-28.
And may I ask quick, is this some detail here that has a little more detail here?
This is in reference to an earlier item on the agenda regarding a resignation.
Yeah, okay, I think we all know that. So we have agenda item 8.2 to rescind board action form 202-40903-28. Is there a motion to rescind that?
So,
Motion made by Commissioner Newman, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Denny. Any discussion at all? Hearing none, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, thank you.
Before we go to standing reports, I would just say that if you feel a need to get a hold of Lauren to do any research you need, you got 14 days. I'm assuming he'd be readily available or, find time in his schedule. And Tim or I will make an effort to report back to everybody on the finance committee what we have discovered there too, okay? So everybody has information that they think could be useful. Okay, onward to standing reports. County Auditor Treasurer?
Just a follow-up that we have is the Swanville school election going on, and also I have 2 other elections going on. I think I had them listed here. I'm just out of sorts this morning. I apologize. Let me look at them. So Swanville, and I believe Swanville is February 11th. Polling place again is the Swanville Fire Hall, and absentee voting is available through the school district of Swanville. And then we have upcoming township elections. 21 of the 29 townships will be holding their annual election on March 11th. Absentee voting is available starting February 7th by contacting your appropriate township clerk. And then again next week, we have our Mako conference, and so I do know I will be out part of the week, and as well as the county recorder. It's a joint conference for recorders and auditor treasurers, so we'll be at that. That's all I have. Thank you.
Excellent. Our county attorney report, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. No news, but again, I would encourage all of the listeners who are in the Swanville School District to vote. It is really important. Thank you.
County coordinator report?
I was involved in holding a meeting to work on the spending of the Safe and Secure Courthouse Grant, just kind of the beginnings of that with a committee. Also, I met with the 911 Sign Committee, which we'll be working on work session here following the board meeting. I attended AMC's leadership training. I had a mediation meeting for an employee. And then we had our holiday party Friday, which was a lot of fun. And then negotiations, lots of meetings for that.
Been a busy week or two, thank you. County Commissioners report, and start to my left this time. Commissioner Newman?
Yes, on the 21st, attended the Sauk River Watershed meeting. On the 27th, attended Counties Providing Technology. Got back here, sat the rest of the afternoon with you guys. 29th, spent all day with my fellow commissioners again. 31st, spent my day with my fellow commissioners again. Enjoyed every minute of it. So, and then attended the Christmas party, so thank you.
Great. Commissioner Becker, please.
Yes, I had a Region 5 meeting on the 23rd, and then we had facilities on the 24th, and we also had the safety meeting on the 24th. And along with the rest, negotiations, the 27th, 29th, and 31st. And also attended the holiday party over at Clarissa Ballroom. Shouts out to the Clarissa Ballroom, excellent food, was really put on very, very well, very nice. Thank you.
Yes. Commissioner Denny, please.
Yeah, well, everything's been said already about negotiations. Those have been time consuming the last few weeks. And then also, yeah, attended the AMC leadership training. Missed a few meetings due to our negotiations all day long, but forgetting something else was in there, but oh well. Nothing major report besides negotiations are moving right along.
Excellent. Commissioner Noska, please.
A lot of it's been mentioned, the negotiations. Christmas party was fun. I did sit in on the Minnesota Rural Counties Caucus yesterday, and that I see that most other counties are seeing the same frustrations we are with the unfunded mandates that are put down from the state. They're requiring us to run more programs, do more things, our cannabis, everything like that, that we just have to take it on and take care of it ourselves rather than getting a little assistance from the state side. So we're not the only ones feeling that pain. A lot of other counties are looking at pretty heavy levies next year because of it. But that's really all I have that is out of the ordinary.
Thank you. Let's see, this is, everyone else been busy with leadership and union, mostly negotiation. I did get to sit on the 23rd with the opioid settlement RFP review. Had 6 or 7 RFPs ranging from $10,000 ask to $160,000, $70,000 asks. And I think we approved 2 smaller ones, which are now going to be out for final review, I guess. We had that facilities meeting on the 24th and safety with Barb. I like those meetings. Those are good meetings. And what else? I think, just looking on my calendar here. Yeah, Christmas party was great. I thought admin did a great job. I thought Clarissa did a great job. It was great to see her fellow commissioners. And moving forward. That's it.
Mr. Chair, if I may.
Please.
I just want the public to realize that when we talk about Christmas party / holiday party, that is not given by taxpayer dollars. No dollars are spent on that. That is a benefit that we get through Sourcewell for our wellness committee. So our employees have to participate year-long in wellness achievements, academic type testing on your wellness, and then we get a stipend paid back from Sourcewell that we use for different things throughout the year. But I just wanted taxpayers to realize that we are not using county dollars for this, and that's why we refer to it as a holiday party. It's just a benefit we give back to our employees, and that if we do receive anything, sometimes local businesses even donate, like Coburn's donated cookies. So I just wanted
Excellent,
taxpayers
yeah.
to know that.
Clarification.
Very good point. And with that, I would ask for a motion to recess, I believe. Is that what we're going to do, recess? Anyone want to make that motion?
I'll make the motion to recess.
Great. Commissioner Nosk is going to make the motion. Any seconds?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Denny. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? We're in recess at 9:42. Let me know when you're ready. You guys ready?
Let's rock and roll.
Welcome again. It's 9:30 a.m. We are now going to open up the Board of Commissioners work session agenda. Excuse me. You guys got the floor.
Sure, thank you. Good morning. We're here to discuss the 911 signs and the change from the horizontal to the vertical, which is, as I understand it, been a conversation for a long period of time now. I'll let Doug work through some information here first, but ultimately, we're trying to just get the blessing to move this to the regular agenda to approve that change. Go ahead, Doug, with anything.
Good morning. So what we're trying to do, our current style is this vertical, 7-inch by 24-inch, and we're trying to go to the horizontal, 6 by 16-inch. This has been discussed for 4 or 5 years now, so we're just trying to kind of get the ball rolling here. What I'm kind of proposing is we implement the new horizontal blades, so then going forward to start this year, every new and damaged address blade will be the horizontal. And as we progress, we can either do kind of a blanket replacement with townships, or townships can say, I want to do X many per year. I created kind of a pros and cons list. The biggest thing is the horizontal blade is cheaper. It's smaller surface area, so the material is cheaper. The film, we have the blue film and white film, that's all cheaper. It's more natural to read from left to right. All the surrounding counties, and I believe the entire state, has these horizontal blades, so we're more in unison. I provided kind of a price breakdown of what our current vertical to the horizontal would be. And what it boils down to is it's $3.25 cheaper per blade. So on the next page, I did provide a table of about how many addresses are in each township. And if we were to replace every blade, this would be the cost. So the cost for a horizontal blade is going to be $5.61. So if we were to replace every single blade in these townships, that's the cost that would endure to them. And just for your information, every address bill is paid for by the township. So the county installs them, we purchase them upfront, and then we bill them out to whatever they need at the end of the year. The following page is just kind of some obstructions that we see with the vertical blade. Obviously, since it's bigger, vertical-wise, we have issues with snow in the wintertime, and then with vegetation, just those bottom numbers get obstructed pretty easily, and the vertical or the horizontal would not have that happen. So there's plenty of pros, I believe, to make the switch. So we're just kind of discussing what you guys think and if this is something that we could finally go ahead with.
Because we're just looking to make that switch for now, and then, yeah, like Doug said, any new sign or damaged one going forward. So when Doug orders materials for this year, he can go to the horizontal instead of ordering more of the vertical signs. And then as for the plan to replace these over the course of time, so I had asked Lauren to stick around today because the impact on the county or the public works staff to go out and change those. I don't know that we can do blanket stuff because of the time demand with that. But that is an option because there are some townships that want to just make a wholesale change. Others may want to implement this over the course of the time. But so right now, we're really just looking at the go-ahead to make the switch, so at least we can order the materials starting this year to start replacing them.
Mr. Chair, if I could, Adam, we don't have to replace the post, correct? It goes on the same post?
So that's kind of a case-by-case basis. Some of the posts are going to be damaged, which that would include a extra cost of the $9.58. But for the most part, I would say 80 or so %, it would just be switching out this blade for this blade.
Okay.
So yeah, with that table I provided, that is just for the blade itself. So there's some wiggle room based on the post. The other big thing with the horizontal style is we could place more signs per post. If there's ever an area that has more than one address at a driveway location, sometimes we have to add additional posts to put the blades on, whereas if we have the horizontal, we could stack 8 signs, no problem, or we can only stack 2 of these per post as it stands. So that's another cost savings in those areas that have multiple addresses per driveway entrance.
May I ask, maybe, who knows, this cost is borne by the county completely, or the townships?
By the townships.
Townships would be paying for that.
Yep, for anything address related, the townships paid 100%.
Can you go down to that spreadsheet again, or wherever that cost per blade? So like, let's just take Bartlett, 209 addresses, blade only replacements 1172.49, right?
Yep,
That takes into account the public works labor also?
That's just the township's paying for it.
There's just the material, it's the materials and the sign.
yes.
Film, and, go ahead, Laura.
So if I may, when they order the materials, we actually produce the signs ourselves. So we cut it, we lay it on the material, we stick it to the backing. That all labor is not included in those numbers. Also included is the time to go out there and install the sign. And that's all public works.
We means public works?
We county means public works, yep.
Mr. Chair? So, in this case, though, we're just doing the transition to new replacements. So there's actually no added cost, considering it would just be the replacements we would be replacing anyway. Correct? Right now, I mean, yeah, going forward, it's gonna be a big deal with the townships. Do we ever build it, if we were to do a full township, or one township wanted to invest in that, would we have to bill them for anything? Or would we do that as a service?
Historically, we've never charged the labor.
Okay, I was just curious if that'd be something that we need to look into, but I'm not suggesting we need to do that, if it were an issue cost-wise and time-wise, I mean.
And why I said that if we, as the board, decided to go replace all of them, we don't have the staff.
Right.
That's
Right,
a tremendous amount of sign.
oh, absolutely, but for the fact that from here on out, we'll be saving $3.25 a sign on every sign that we would ever put up. I mean, they get hit by cars, farm equipment, snow plows, anything. I mean, we're starting in the right direction, and I do agree, they're easier to read.
Yeah, so for an average per year, we probably install around 100 new signs, either if it's brand new or damaged. So each year that we don't progress to this, we're just falling further and further behind by 100 blades or so.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see us, I mean, me personally, I'm not interested in maybe charging the townships for
No.
the service that we're providing. I mean, we have these townships which are considered our friends, we're not here to nickel and dime Leslie Township or Reynolds Township or somebody, That's my just personal opinion. I think we work better together than.
Mr. Chair, may I ask a question?
Yeah.
Have we looked into like a Sourcewell intern or a DNR intern to the summer? I know Public Works gets some interns that work during the summer. I'm just wondering if there's any options for summer work for these college kids that,
AIS, right? Isn't AIS going bye-bye? Watercraft?
Oh,
vehicle?
I don't know if you know that officially yet.
It could be.
The budget's
But that's an
getting, it's
opportunity
proposed to be
potentially.
cut
You could.
dramatically.
I mean,
This year it's staying, next year,
okay, open to Kano.
they have to write to their, I have a friend that does it, and he sent me a big long thing last night about this year budget is staying, but 2026 is very uncertain, more like not.
Well, I guess I'm not grasping the connection between the AIS program and the sign, because those AIS inspectors are hired through the grant.
Oh.
The AIS grant, so they're not really county employees, they're hired by water guards or whoever we hire as our
this doesn't mean it was a
consultant.
good idea. We're
Yeah, sure, okay.
He's just
Thought we
trying
were
to
onto
add.
something here, maybe.
thought.
But we did
But I'm thinking
briefly touch
interns,
on that.
yeah.
We didn't work out any sort of details on it, but the questions is, does it become like a planning and zoning intern, public works intern, or GIS intern? And then, if I'm
Or I was
overseeing the
even-
intern, but they gotta use Lauren's equipment. How does that, the logistics of it have to be figured out. And then you also are taking a person that's here for 3 months and sending them out with Lauren's equipment for, you spend how much time training them in, you know, it's something we can discuss more. It's an option. I think we have to decide if it's a good option.
I would really hope that our department heads could come together and figure that out and not operate in just their own little silo and go, oh, you know, it's my car, or my truck, or my
Sure.
employee.
Yep.
Well, I was thinking even 911 issue, that maybe you could touch into the sheriff's department to see if they have summer help that could assist. I'm just throwing out ideas.
Yeah,
Not that
we had
that will work,
Only
but
briefly discussed that, so,
We're
but
not
that
to
is an
that.
option. And we'll have to figure out the logistics of that going forward. We just wanted to get the approval to make the switch for now, just so at least that much is done, so Doug can order the materials for 25 and going forward and not continue to buy the horizontal signs.
Mr. Chair, if I could, another just curious question. How long does it take to make a sign?
Lauren, do you know that? It doesn't take that long. So once a new address is requested from GIS, then we make a work order for the sign technician. I don't think from start to finish it takes much time at all. Once you're good at, and you know how to operate the material out there, it's pretty simple. Just slapping on the white film and then creating the blue film on the program. I don't think it's.
You just do it right here in Long Prairie then?
10 minutes? Thanks, John.
Takes probably, I'd say 10 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Any other discussion?
Yeah, I would like to hear Lauren's opinion. What do you think? Is this a good idea on your end for the public works side, or doesn't it, neither way?
It's just that we have limited time.
Yeah.
Included in this is also our responsibility to maintain.
You're right.
Road signs for us is more of a safety factor for us. Not that E911 isn't, but the stop sign's down, that's priority.
Right.
This is our fill-in.
Right.
We do the best we can.
Oh, right, absolutely. And I mean, just for now, it's just to transition to the different style. That's it. So,
Which, vertical or horizontal, it doesn't matter.
doesn't make a difference to you? Okay.
I would say that being in a past fire department in St. Augusta when I was there 20-some years ago, you know, you get in some of these areas that are not as well marked or, like you said, overgrown, and you go by the place, and then you gotta figure out how to get back to there. It could be a dead end, it could be whatever. It seems to me that having them not covered up would be important for things like fire and rescue, obviously. You know, if somebody is gravely hurt or, you know, those seconds and minutes do matter. So I have more discussion, or we can ask them if we can talk about it. We want to bring it to an February 18th meeting, or?
I got one more question.
Sure.
When in March is the township meeting? Isn't it usually the annual township, isn't that in March?
Yes.
Very good topic for that annual township
That's
meeting.
We mentioned it last year, I believe you did.
Yeah, for the past couple of times, township guys have asked me because
Okay.
they've heard rumors,
Yeah.
and I just keep on saying we're discussing it.
Oh,
So
okay.
there's some townships, two for a fact, Bruce and Birchdale, they for sure want to go towards this. I'm sure there's other townships, but it's.
But either way, we could go ahead with this program replacing as going forward.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, we're just saving them money, so if they don't like it, I don't know what else to do for them.
Yeah.
And I think you did have, we had Sheriff Allen in the meeting too. He stepped out, but he said too, it's easier to read the horizontal because human beings just naturally would read left to right. So it kind of goes to what you're mentioning, Bob, with safety, the safety personnel. He said they like the horizontal.
Well, I appreciate all the discussion. It's been, I guess, 4 or 5 years without an actual decision, so
Bring it to a
to
meeting.
me, that's mind-boggling that we took 4 or 5 years to get there, but I wasn't here those years, so that's fine. Anybody want to?
Well, I think they should bring it to the next board.
I agree.
Just to transition the style, yeah.
Yep.
like I said, I'll be a guinea pig. I'll buy 3 of them. I got 3
don't you bring it-
parcels.
please
I
bring
can
it to
put 'em
board
up,
on the 18th
Take
then.
pictures.
Okay. I'll prep the board action for the next meeting, get that submitted. Does that need to be in the form of a resolution or just a regular old board action? Do you have an opinion on that?
Just a board action.
Just regular, okay.
Yeah, it's not
That's easier
resolution
then.
designated.
Okay. All right, I will have that ready for the next meeting.
Adam, I have one question. Is it, like Randy makes a good point, is it possible if people want to personally buy them, just, I mean, rather than put a township burden, just say, I want to switch mine out, but I want to pay for it myself? Or is that?
I'm sure we could figure that out. It's never been done because the township pays for them.
Sure.
But a
But if you-
perfectly good vertical one,
Yeah.
if somebody wants to switch, I guess.
That, I don't know if that has to be a
Well,
fee
if the
schedule
townships
thing
are
going
fighting
into
that.
2026
The
then.
only thing I would
Probably
say is
have to
that,
be, but if
you
somebody
know,
donated,
if I
it's
might, is that I think you're gonna try to coordinate with Lawrence Cruz, like if we're gonna do a road, if we're gonna do down 11 or something, we're gonna try to get as much, you know, if you were gonna do that, you might say, hey, we got 3 people on 11 from this stretch to this stretch are gonna do it. Anybody else want in?
Sure.
Might take some calls and stuff, but then it'd be much more efficient for his crew to bing, 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 instead of, you know,
Yep, no doubt.
I don't, just, it was, sorry. Yep, go ahead.
Yeah, we have nothing in place right now, 'cause it's always been township paid for it, but I don't see a problem unless if the landowner purchases it, then they might think it's their property, where now it's county property, and we would
Right.
like to keep it that way.
oh yeah, we're gonna have that for sure.
Yeah.
That's a no doubter.
And it's technically not on the fee schedule, so.
Right.
Yeah.
Donation then.
But we'll analyze that going
Yeah, I
forward.
would,
Yep,
good to talk that through. So you guys gonna come back on the 18th then?
yes,
Okay, great, we'll see you then.
awesome, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Okay, here we are, 10:02 on the 24th, nope, today's the 4th, I guess, the 4th of February, and we are done with work session.
That is quick.
Any motions?
Nope. We just